Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the After Action Report. Appreciate you joining us this evening. Also want to say that Admiral Tater Ship Shop appreciates you joining us. They are sponsoring the show and do have the absolute best in Armada accessories, so if you're looking to up your game, this is the way to go. Check out the website. As far as what we've got going on this week, on top of we did have last week's Mid-Rim Mayhem, which was a little bit different from what we've been doing because it was not involved in the Rise of the Empire there. You can check that out on YouTube now. We were supposed to have a Rise of the Empire recap. Unfortunately, I had some technical issues and could not use the video that we recorded. Garrett is going to be upset and yell at me when we get him on here. But other than that, yesterday, they did the Pivotal Battle. Unfortunately, I could not be there, which is why we don't have video on that. But we are going to do some discussion on that, as well as the other things that have happened this week. So let me welcome the crew on board here. We got Garrett.
Hey, I actually did take some video that we can splice together, recaps of each round.
Okay, so I will try to get a hold of that on Thursday when we get together and try to get that rolling smoothly. Ruben?
What's up, y'all?
And we have Nick, who has been traveling a lot, apparently.
Yeah, long weekend.
Have you had time to rest up?
No, not yet.
So, I want to start off with the recap that we did not get because of the technical difficulties. Prior to the Pivotal Battle, we had, it was the same matchups that we have had every week, which was kind of disappointing to me. But we'll go ahead and what order did those go in again?
So this is round 4. They attacked Utapau, which was a fight between myself and Joel. And Joel defeated me. I'm kind of bummed because we talked about it, but I had the worst dice of all time. It was incredible. I was rolling like red blank after red blank after red blank. There was at one point I rolled 7 red blanks in a row. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. At one point I had one of Joel's ships in 6 arcs. All 3 ships double arced. I got 2 shield damage on him. It was amazing. Anyways, so he won that. He was really excited. And then we attacked Endor.
And that was me.
That was me.
So what happened there?
I got to run into the TIE bombers on defense, and I picked his fighter ambush. And he got, 7 tokens off of it or something ridiculous?
I think it was only 6.
6? Only 6? Yeah. So,
on
4
top
hard
of
shells got bombed to death. And then I missed the double arc on my Reticent onto the front of his ISD by millimeters or something.
Just a
which
click.
means
Yeah.
that I didn't kill it, so I didn't get the table, so he won in the end. Ah man, that one got me. That one irritated me real hard.
It's all right. You did not feel as bad as I did on my assault there at Nal Shaddaa, because Nalhutta. I'm sorry. Because I have never felt quite so useless as I have in a fight as I did then. I mean, I can't complain too much about the dice, because while Jeff's dice started cold, but they warmed up, and they warmed up at the right time, and I couldn't punch anything through. You know, he has got 2 really tough ships in the Providence and that Munificent, and the thermal shields makes you on the Providence says to me, let's not worry about firing on that because I'm not going to get it down. I'm not going to take it out. I got kind of, I had everything on target. I missed the double arc with the Venator, but I had them double arced with the Architans and the front arc on the Venator, and I just couldn't get any damage through. I don't know what it was. It was bad. It was very bad. And so he ended up tabling me.
And you guys played Recruit Allies. So not only that, but Jeff also had like an extra gauntlet and a Lancer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not fun. I I gotta be honest. I was very, very sad at the end of that.
Yeah, we knew
But your
going into
fleet
that
does
was
get
going to be
revenge.
rough.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Uh,
so then Thursday, I got to play Joel. Again, you get to see that on the stream. That is the mid-rim mayhem for this past week. He was experimenting with a double interdictor fleet and a Gazanti with Bomber Command Center. And he knew that the interdictors did not have a lot of punch to them. So he had 5 bombers, 2 of which were unique bombers, and then he also had Vader and Merrick Steele. And I just the squad ball that I run, the Imperial Rogues did a really, really good job of just tying them up and keeping them outside of anything. It also hurt him that he, for some reason, pushed the Gazanti out ahead of everything else, and the Gazanti just got erased in one shot from the ISD. And then the thing about the interdictors, though, is because of the way that they were built to support each other, and so finishing off one of the interdictors, it just wasn't happening. He just kept on getting shields back up, and I mean, I had one with 7 damage on it, but I couldn't finish it off because he kept on bringing shields back up, and I just couldn't get enough firepower on it. He did have my ISD kind of limping, but I knew how that engagement was going to go. I knew that I could get it in there and get it out, and that's essentially what happened there. He did get one of my Architans, but I took out most of his squad ball on top of the Gazanti, and we tied up on points for the objective because it was precision strike is what we were playing. So I mean, we spent a lot of damage just flipping cards over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But then
they're super hard to crack with like 9 engineering points with a token.
yeah, I thought I had it when one of the crits that I got halved his engineering value, but he had stuff to push shields from the one to the other. So I mean, it was just
Projection
like,
experts.
Okay, yeah, no, it was. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was not projection experts. He was using something, like a title or
shield?
something. I don't know. I'd have to look.
It's got to be projection experts. I don't know what else. would do that.
Nothing in Empire moves shields.
I don't remember maybe it was moving engineering points. I'll have to look because, like I said, he never said projection experts, and
maybe that was
he
just
showed
him.
me the. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That's the only way you can move them though.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it made it a pain. But then Sunday, while I was recovering from my trip, you guys were playing the pivotal battle. So how was that set up?
Well, before we do that, so after the round 4, before the pivotal, 2 more bases were established. They based Utapau, and we based Nalhutta, both ally planets, and then Nalhutta also has Spynet. So now we own Nalhutta and Mandalore, which is great for my spice running. But anyways, yes, pivotal time. And Nick, what did you decide to do?
So we wanted to really shift the balance on the map by removing 2 separatist presence with a demonstration of force on Ryloth. And so the way the objective works is we choose 2 locations that are adjacent to each other, that have presence, not bases. So Ryloth and Smuggler's Run both had Separatist presence. We attacked kind of this. We attacked Ryloth, but it removes it attacks both planets, basically. It gives the defenders an armed station, and everybody has a victory point condition. If a squadron destroys a ship or armed station, then you get a victory token.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So you
Yep,
guys attacked.
that was-
And we came to defend. And it was 3 versus 3 minus Chris because he wasn't able to make it, but his fleet was there. And we used an ally token, so we took a YT 2400 additionally. So really, there was a lot of squadrons on the board. It was like a dozen on each side, basically.
Yeah, I know.
And
After the last fight, I had added a TIE fighter and Captain Jonas.
Yes. And then 2 dust fields were added in this battle, which one dust field in particular was like
crucial.
the focus of the battle. It like all revolved around what was getting blocked by this dust field. How do we want to approach this? Do we want to go round by round? What do you want to do, Chris?
Round by round sounds fine. I was not there, so I didn't get to see the fun, and I'd like to know how things kind of played out.
Okay, Ruben, you start first because you were there for the beginning.
So, CIS deploys my hard cell comms frigate with CommsNet on it. We've deployed all of our squadrons, and it's about distance 1 from the station, the armed station, which is just slightly offset from middle. And there are 2 dust fields on the right and left, making 2 corridors of approach. And all the corridors have like rocks in them and stuff. So it's a pretty messy battlefield. All of our squadrons go down, and then we put another my other battle hard cell that has dual turbo laser turrets and ECMs, kind of like about distance, maybe about distance 10-ish away from the other hard cell. So like kind of out on the wing, like a third of the way from the other board edge. It ends up that we have another hard cell inside of that. We have the Providence, basically right in the center of the board. Munificent tucked between the Providence and the hard cell that went down first. My Recusant way out on the flank. And then we put Garrett's Munificent hiding behind this debris field. Well, it was an asteroid, right?
It was an asteroid, yeah.
And
the far right.
One of the dusts on the far right. And it ends up that the Empire basically does the whole, we're going to toilet bowl with Architans, and then he sticks both of his larges like within distance 1/2 of each other, way out on his one flank. A very typical Nick move after reflection of the game. Like, he basically plays that way all the time.
I don't know why you fell for it.
I mean, did we though?
You fell.
Like, I just don't. I don't really. Any other large other than Recusant, I would have put nose to nose with you there and gone, all right, come fight me. It's fine. But a Recusant, like you roll 2 accuracies and it blows up. Not good.
Yeah.
The opening round for CIS was mostly delaying and establishing overlapping like red dice ranges kind of around the station in the center corridor of the board where there's this triangle of debris, like asteroids and debris fields, and doing a lot of delaying with our one flank that had turned out. So 2 on our extreme left, the Recusant and the 2 hard cells were basically out of the fight most of the game because we didn't condense really our deployment appropriately for them doing their toilet bowl thing, and we didn't quite get to them in time going speed through. Just in the end, that's kind of how it worked out. Really, the game got interesting turn 2 with the first activations because our armed station shot one of the Architans, because like one of his little flotilla groups was 2 Architans and their Gladiator kind of like as a wing picket force that was coming out like destroyers, in front of their main battle line. And their main battle line was the ISD-1 to the inside with the um, Venator 2 on the outside, and then projection experts and a whole bunch of flotillas and bombers in the middle. And that was kind of coming in as their main force. And they were trying to cap our T with 2 Architans and a Demolish and a Gladiator. And we got the first shot, and of course, it's me rolling red dice first station, so it was a double. And that's how everything got started.
Yeah, Nick, I want you to talk about your. So we jumped our left flank to speed 3, and started rushing towards. With our Providence, and then you guys get to do your fighter jump.
Yes, I'll jump in. So, my plan kind of from the get go, we knew we were going to be outgunned at distance because like we're running an ISD-1, a Venator. We have some Architens, but like you guys had 2 munis, 4 hard cells. Like you guys had a lot of red dice. So I wanted to overload one flank as fast as possible to try to shift the battle. And so we kind of our little like picket line, like with the Gladiator and the Architens, was kind of there to see if you would engage that and turn away from the ISD, or if you were going to fly past it, in which case we can kind of take some pot shots on your sides. The main fighter ball we kept because with Master Coordinator and Fighter Group Leader, my personal fleet was able to command like 9 of our 12 squadrons with rerolls.
With 2 rerolls.
So, with 2 rerolls with Bomber Command Center. So I wanted to make sure.
3 rerolls with that.
I wanted to make sure. Well, I wanted to make sure that you guys played. All the Vultures and Tri-Fighters were very, very far back around the station, so I knew we didn't want to commit into this overlapping flak bubble. But we also knew that, like a big part of my damage output for my fleet is in my bombers. So once the Providence, because you guys had to speed everything up on the side to bring it to bear against the 2 larges we had crashing on the poor Muni. Once the Providence came in at speed 3, I saw an opportunity. I said, okay, I can throw every single TIE bomber in the front hull of this Providence right now. And we completely splashed the shields with 6 squadrons. In which case, then the Separatist squadrons were all able to activate and jump in on the fight.
Huge damage. You stripped the shields down on the front and got rid of our shields on the left and right. So you got rid of. I think 10 shields.
It was 9 or 10 damage, I think, from the bombers.
And to insult to injury, your stupid TIE fighter also got a hit. As the last squadron.
We spent our we also spent an ally token, so we had a fire spray with us too. So that helped. So it was like 4 TIE bombers, Captain Jonas, a fire spray, and then I think the fire spray was out of range of my command, so I threw a TIE fighter in there and just got that plink 1 damage. Which the Gladiator was like set up perfectly for double arc on the Providence, so I was like, if we can just splash the shields, then I don't have to worry about turning my Star Destroyer in to meet the Providence. We can let the Providence just blow up over here, and I can focus on the smaller ships, which leads us to the Battle of the Dust Field.
Right, hold on. So So at the end of round 2, so you guys do your TIE bomber, just massive hit, huge success. Astronomical. And then we, in round 1, had like prepped all this planning to activate squadrons. And so we do that, and we send a bunch of Tri-Fighters and Vultures at you, manage to tie down your whole group, and at that point start, chiseling. But you guys still have, like, I think it's 5 TIE Fighters squadrons in reserve still, yet to come in, which is nuts. And like you said, on the far right, I've got My Magnificent Debauchery is the name. It is behind an asteroid, facing at close range the ISD-1 and Venator, all alone. Like we have written this ship off in round 1. It's so screwed. And then, but the whole this. I wish I had the image so we could just put it. But Your Architect, Joel's Architect, is sitting exactly where a hard cell, the space station, and Munificent, and the Providence can all see it. Which really that comes into huge play here. Yes. Okay. So that's the end of round 2, and everything is your ISD is behind the dust field, so it can't see us, and we can't see you. All it can see is the Munificent
You can see the
debauchery.
immunity, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me bring up the next thing here. And then this is where I think Ruben, you have to bounce to go grab he was smoking chicken while we were doing this.
Yeah. So I had to like go finish up the chicken and hang out with my folks. But yeah, I think I was only there till the end of round 3. So and then I left, of course. I made the executive decision to, for some foolish reason, I hired this spice merchant and then put him in command because the guy on the Providence just didn't want to, I guess.
Jeff and I started going wild with our maneuvers.
The minute I leave.
The opening of round 3 is where Nick starts sweating bullets. Because the space station fires, hammers that Architens. We get like 3 damage on it or something crazy. That's before the start of the ship phase, right? Their first player, I don't remember why, but they do not go with the Architens first. Because I think in their heads they're like, "There's no way this is gonna die."
We could we kind of had a decision to make, because my Star Destroyer was lined up to send the rest of the TIE fighters in to deal with your squadrons. And so if we didn't do that, we might have missed I was worried we'd miss the opportunity to come back and protect our bombers.
Yes, that's right. You activated the ISD first.
Yeah, so we could send the 5 TIE fighters in with flight controllers to kill a bunch of vultures.
And you did. You took out two Tri-Fighters and 3, and I think 2 vultures, I think.
Yeah.
But then we activated the Mooney, got a double arc on that Architens, got it down to 1 hull left, and then I make the executive decision to make an outlandish move and ram it with the Munificent, and somehow land back on the dust field in the double arc of the ISD, but just perfectly. It's just luck that I wasn't. I did not have line of sight to the ISD, because it would have absolutely obliterated me easily. However, Ruben's hard cell, our comms at hard cell, was indeed directly in front of it. And so
I've driven that hard cell right into the teeth of that ISD 3 times in a row, and it's choked on it at least twice. So
the ISD.
It's fine.
So we activated that hard cell, and we commanded some vultures with it and started chiseling more away at Nick. But anyway, and then Nick was able to, I think the next round, like he one-shotted it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
With like 3 accuracies. But yeah. So round 3, it's a fighter battle, and it basically comes down to it starts swinging in our direction because of the activations. Because you need our Providence to move for your Gladiator to shoot it, and because your Architens died at the start of the battle almost, we're able to outlast you.
Yep. Yeah, that was a big deal, because we needed the Providence to overlap the giant squad ball so that we could separate the fighters. But because we lost activation advantage, we had to fly the Gladiator into the squad ball, which let you place all the bombers instead. And so we couldn't get any of them away.
And let's see. Oh, and this is also the round where I had to double burn my thermals, because I took a shot from the ISD and a shot from the Venator. So I was like, I'm burn. And doesn't die. Debauchery keeps going somehow. But anyways, it ends there. And then we go to round 4. Refresh my memory here.
I remember what we were doing. I remember my commands around 4. I'm trying to remember positions of everything.
Well, it was the start where...
The start of round 4, we had to go with the Gladiator first.
Well, you wanted to, but you couldn't. Uh,
No,
that was the end of
round
end of
3
round
because
four.
the Providence jumps over the Gladiator at the end of round 3.
I think that's the next round.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think the Gladiator and Providence bumped each other. I
You
think
guys
that
don't
was
know
the
what you're
same
talking
turn.
about.
Hold on, let me listen to my voice here real fast. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was the end of round 3. In the end of round 3, so at the end of round 2, the Providence was able to jump over the Gladiator, giving us a rear double from you. And at the start of round 4, you're able to successfully
Yeah, we still had the side.
blow
We
up.
still had this. The Providence had no shields and like 2 hull left or 3 hull, and we still had a side arc with extracts. So I was
Board
like,
experts.
just kill it, Joel.
Mm.
But at that point, we had won the squadron battle, which was
Yeah.
a total shock. Like we'd chewed through almost everything except for like a TIE fighter and TIE bomber.
Yeah, it was the Providence getting the double black flak on every squadron was a big deal.
Ow.
Yep.
That's a ton
But there
of
was
damage
just-
to all these low hull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all those 2, 3, 3 hull TIE fighters. It's just they just melt from all that flak, and there wasn't a lot we could do about it. Because if we didn't commit the bombers to the bombing run, then I don't know. I just don't know what we could have done differently.
I don't know. It sounds like the right way to go just because, I mean, that Providence with the thermal shields is just such a problem that...
You should have been able to kill the Providence before, right? But it just survived because your Architects died.
Because the Archident, because the Gladiator didn't get to shoot it first.
And at this point, so that ends, and then we're finally coming into round 4, and round 4 is finally.
Oh my god, that was when I was really sweating.
Debauchery finally goes down after getting shot by the Venator, Architans, ISD, Gazanti 1, Gazanti 2, and another Architans. It took 6 activations to finish it with no brace token, which was hilarious.
Yeah. To be fair, the both larges were shooting side shots and rear shots.
Yes.
At this point, they'd already passed it.
Yeah, because you guys were confining your Gazantis, which was awesome.
Yeah. I said this.
me.
I was like, I cannot allow this thing to get another shot.
It was so funny. And then your Gladiator at the end of round 4 is now stuck next to our arm station, and it was double arc by like
2 hard cells
and the Recusant. It survived. It's got 1 damage left, and we had the chance to kill a ship with a Vulture, but it whiffed, which would have been great for some points.
Okay.
So we had to wait for the command. We had to wait for the station to activate.
Yeah, we still couldn't do anything
finish
about
you.
it because I think all we had was a brace token, like no shields.
You had a
And-
red evade, and no shields.
Yeah.
It was pretty great.
And I think we literally landed on the station.
You were close.
So it was- yeah.
You were really close to it. And at this point, your ISD has been in the same spot because it's been ramming with its stupid hardened bulkheads.
Into the hard cell.
The Ryloth Lady, which is really funny because it's the Munificent, Jess Munificent, is still alive because your front arc can't see it. So you've been hammering this Munificent with this
With the side,
Gazanti. Yeah. And then finally, our left flank is finally coming to the battle. And we're still we're trying to put damage on your ISD for points because we get points per damage card in our campaign rules. So we're trying to do that. And
Hard cell did nothing.
that was a big bummer. I had a double arc Confire token, Confire dial on his front of his ISD. We got 1 shield off from it. Curse you, PDICs.
PDICs, yep. And then you rammed me and you took damage.
Yeah, then I rammed, took more damage. Staring at Chris's Venator, which is just menacingly sitting in our deployment zone now. Coming around. And So yeah, a lot of stuff dies round 4, and then we go to round 5. Get my video up here. And this is tense because you guys think you need to kill the Munificent.
Yeah.
Which you do not. It escapes.
Well,
again.
it's hard to in the moment. It's hard to know where you're at. But we knew at that point we had basically lost every squadron. So I knew we had it was 102 points in the squad fight. So I was like, okay, we're already down like 2 Architens at this point, or no, the Architens and the Gladiator, and at least 1 Gazanti, I think, and the entire squad ball. So I'm like, we've only killed the Providence and 1 Muni, and maybe at the heart. I think on round 5 is on round 5 we killed the second hard cell.
All we had left was 3 hard cells, the Recusant and the Munificent, and a lot of our squadrons.
Yeah, and it was a lot of the squadrons, and so I was like, the Recusant, we hadn't even shot a shield off it yet. So I was like, if we can kill the Muni, then it stops shooting these 3 red, wide side arc shots at the ISD, and I was like, we need to kill the return fire from all these salvo tokens and all these overlapping red fields, and that Muni just did not die.
Yeah, it escaped. Jeff did a good job. He had repair commands dialed up, so we were able to clear things. I made
we got it down to 1 at one point.
You did. I made a huge mistake, and I was supposed to jump over it with a hard cell, but I got greedy and I queued up a squadron command because I had to thirst your stupid TIE bomber that was trying to escape. So I got the TIE bomber, but I then rammed the Munificent, and then because I ran the Munificent, my hard cell didn't get out of the Recusant's way, and then Ruben comes back from dinner and he's like, "Why is my Recusant on an asteroid on a debris field in front of a Venator?"
Into a debris field in front of a Venator. And I'm like, I mean, I could probably fly out of this. It's gonna suck. We shouldn't die. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna shoot that much here. So I watch my sub commanders e-brake their Munificent out into space so it doesn't get confettied. Which is good. Good on Jeff to do that.
Was he trying to learn how to drift with the starship?
And all these Architects are like doing donuts in the back of the parking lot of their formation because that's what they do every time. Because the minute you stop, you start confiring with them, all they do is go.
Yeah, at that point, on round four, I said Joel Confire. Just we need to kill this Muni.
I'm cognizant enough about Armada where I can kind of look at a board and be like, I know who's playing what and how's this going and who's probably gonna win. I walked up my stairs and looked at the board and I was like, this is a shit show. What happened?
Oh yeah, it was total chaos. Because not a lot of ships were moving. Because we were all a lot of ships were at speed 2.
Everybody did this into each other. It was the weirdest thing. Typically, we do this and pass each other, but they did this kind of donut thing.
It was 2 whirlpools.
It was weird.
But at the end, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, Nick. You talk.
I was going to say that my Star Destroyer did not. It landed on the dust field at round 2, and then rammed around 3, rammed around 4, rammed around 5. And then around 6 killed the second hard cell and was able to finally leave the dust field. The Venator was just going speed 3 just around the long way, which was keeping it away from danger. The Architens, Chris, your Architens with the EWS was just kind of following the Venator the entire time. And that was a real MVP because it really helped kill the Debauchery and one of the hard cells because I switched my ISD focus to the Muni out the side shots when I could. But yeah, our Gazantes, we lost all of our Gazantes. No, Joel's escaped.
You had 1 left.
Chris and mine both. I nosed them towards that Muni with Confire dials.
And Chris's, you're right. Chris's Architens was key in killing the Muni, key in killing one of my heart cells, and then almost killed a heart cell at the end.
Yeah, I finally have a vet.
You do. You do. He killed Ryloth ladies, which was real sad. But at the end, the Providence getting you guys got that was a magical bombing run. Doing that was huge because it took the Providence out of the game because it only shot one time.
Yeah,
only one shot is when it did double flak, which was key. It eliminated your squad ball.
It did. You did like 14 damage on squadron flak or something like
that. But points per point, not the same. And then we ended up. So you guys, it was really close. You guys scored 429, and we got like 396.
Yeah, it was an incredibly close game.
Yeah, super close. And when we first counted, I forgot that Ryloth Ladies had been destroyed. And so I didn't include it, and so they thought we won. I thought we won. We were like really bummed because we were like worried the campaign was going to be.
We were looking at it and we were like, "This did not feel like we were supposed to win. What? Yeah. What happened?"
I I forgot Ryloth Ladies there, which must be why I didn't count it.
Yeah, it was a 20-point like margin, so it was like a really close victory for you guys. And I was sitting there like racking my brain, like, what could I have done differently? Like, what did we do wrong? Like, I was like, I don't know. What we could have done.
Well, Joel says I was sweating bullets the whole game. After the arc died, I was trying to play catch up with my ships to make up for the blunder when I wasn't doing what Nick told me.
It wasn't, Joel. It wasn't that. It was losing the Arc-10s before it got a chance to activate really put us on the back foot. And then we kind of knew. We both kind of made the decision. Like we basically had to trade the Gladiator for the Providence. Because there's just no way the Gladiator was getting out of it because the Recce didn't come up behind it, the Muni in front of it. We kind of knew like there was just no way the Gladiator got out. We were hoping it did, but there's just no way. Maybe we should have pulled the Venator in to pull a tighter turn, and it would have kept Debauchery from being able to get past it. I think maybe by ramming Debauchery with the Venator and keeping it from flying past the Star Destroyer, we killed it the turn before. But then with the dust field, the Venator didn't have any shots anyway, so it wouldn't have changed any. Like I don't know. I just don't. There's too many factors on everything, and some just lucky dice rolls, like just some lucky shots.
Yeah, Debauchery making it back behind the Venator and ISD was my favorite part of the whole game.
Yeah, Munis they're tanky little mediums.
Believe me, I know. I've had to fight against the same Muni.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to do that mid-battle calculation because of the damage card stuff. So the game's always like much more mysterious because you're like, I mean, we've got this many cards over here, and this card has it here, and this has cards on it. So you can't do a lot of like quick mental napkin math to like gauge where you are as finely. So you kind of gotta like take some risks because we can't fix dice as much. We can't really do as much math to be like, oh yeah, it looks like here we are materially. We should kill this and then win. Because if you do that with an ISD and then the ISD gets shot by the Recusant and the Recusant deals 4 cards to it, that's 44 points, which may just close all the difference of the game.
Yeah.
It almost did. I mean, it was very close. That final was like once all the shields were down and you took that like long range Recusant shot. Like I went from 1 damage card to 6 or something like that because you have H9, so you're able to block the brace and just say you have no shields. We're at long range, so no PDICs or anything. Yeah. Here's 5 damage cards.
Yeah, which with our point system is the same as a hard set.
Right. And I will say definitely, Chris, on your Venator, I think the biggest issue we're having with your fleet is just a lack of punching, because you're dealing with thermal shields cutting out all your black dice every time you shoot.
Well, the thing is, I'm rarely getting close enough to get the black dice anyway. So
yeah, we just need to get you some weaponry online. I think that's been our biggest thing. I think we're going to start shifting once we get more upgrades. The Separatist fleets in this campaign, all basically starting with the exception of the Providence, I think everybody started with an offensive upgrade, basically, either LTTs or whatever it was, combined with like the red dice, being able to like reroll, having a little bit of dice fixing with like Confire and our problem, especially for like my fleet and Chris's fleet, where we have, well, and even Joel has the Gladiator, so we all have a close range ship that has to survive the attack run to get into close range, and every fleet we're going up against is like a Muni with 2 hard cells, or Recusant with a hard cell, or it's just all these red dice that we're just getting blasted at. Now that we're starting to kind of get online, I'm curious to see also maybe if we play somebody different.
Yeah, I would love to play somebody different. I love you, Jeff. You're a nice guy. You're fun to play with, but I'm tired of seeing that damn fleet.
Yeah, so I want to see some different matchups, because I really think like Chris, I think Jeff might be your hardest matchup based on like the lists. So it's be good to see.
I think generally over the first act, you've potentially played too conservative with your movement, maybe, because we've had Garrett have low fuel the whole friggin' act, and he's been like, yeah, tell me what it is, come on, it doesn't matter, right? Because low fuel isn't really that bad, and as long as you can play around it, you can maybe. You have to figure out that one like weird attack in how the strategy phase goes, where you can like split where they are to like get them to get a higher card on them, maybe something like that, and just like have it happen.
I've been looking. It's really hard to like pincer in people, especially at least early in the campaign. Like maybe by Act 3, where there's so much more presence on the map and people are getting low morale. In the very beginning, it's really hard because of the hyperlane gives you so much movement because I've made, every round we've made an attack that forces somebody on low fuel, but like you can't make somebody make a 4 distance jump, with the hyperlane.
So I want to do something silly here, and I know it doesn't really affect anything greatly at this stage because we're all doing hidden movements. We don't know who we're facing any given time, but I would love each of us to just share who we think our best and our worst matchup is in this with the fleets now that we've seen everything. So I'll start with you, Ruben. Because I like your analytics.
I think based on my composition, I should be fairly advantaged into Joel's fleet, regardless of who's playing it, because Recusants are really good. They're a like armored cruiser, basically, for lack of a better term. They're really good at commerce rating. They can't really fight other larges, but they can. If they get the double arc off, they will kill us, especially when I have H9. That's why I built it that way, because in this format, forcing somebody to use a resource to get their brace when it's a little bit harder to get tokens available is really like it's what you do. Clearly, I can deal with larges because I've been able to deal with Nick's fleet as it's developed, and Nick's fleet is generally what our meta considers the strongest archetype in Rebellion in the Rim, which is large flotilla bombers. It's funny that how our meta has developed around that, because now we're figuring out that like you can play aggressively into that archetype for the first couple of rounds before it gets online, because once it gets to extra squad upgrades and it gets to start being defender is really when it turns on. And I can't win that one. It's probably my weakest one if he's defender because of the free victory points that it'll generate. And that's like strategically, if you're going to play our rule set, that fleet is your anchor fleet, because you just have it defend and it will probably win most of its games.
So Garrett, what do you think your best and worst matchups are?
Man, obviously the worst one's Nick. His squadrons would maul me. It would be horrific, actually. At just hyperspace immediately.
I agree.
Like, there's nothing I can do
play
against
you, Garrett.
There's no way. There's no way. Like, I would be so screwed. It's like he'd get his squadrons in, my 2 vultures would die, and then I would flak with my pitiful LTTs, get 1 squad, and then his ISD would be like, all right, I'm here, and I'll thermal for like 1 turn, and he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna bomb you with 10 bombers now, and then it would be over. My best matchup is probably still. I think I would equally like to fight the Venator because he has less squads, and then Joel's fleet still because he has no squads. So Joel's is still the best because I can bully him with my red dice, and then
and psychological damage.
yeah, and I don't have to worry about getting swarmed by Chris's fleet. So and I can thermal out the Venator and maybe outmaneuver it because the Venator's so hard to freaking just get anywhere.
I do have Master Nav 2 now.
I know, yeah. So that helps you. That brings you up to ISD level standard turning. But I can do some really silly stuff with my navs. Yeah, that's me.
What about you, Nick?
So I think Garrett's my favored matchup. Mostly, because he can't really mitigate anything for me. Ruben's Requisant gives me a lot of trouble because it's too mobile. Whereas, Garrett's kind of, anchor ship is the Munificent, which can only go speed 2. So it can't get away from me. So I can box it in, maybe get a double arc, or at least get 1 big front hull close range. My ISD lacking. I'm really playing a gamble here, going with like no dice fixing on my ISD, because I've got flight controllers, which is I'm not getting ordnance experts. I've got PDIC, so I'm not getting leading shots. Like, what am I doing? But the Muni, like Garrett was saying, your thermal shields does not help against bombers. So I don't care. Like, he just flies up me. I throw 4 TIE bombers with BCC and fighter group leader. I'm gonna get a couple doubles in there, and all of a sudden your Muni's on no shields. I don't need to have a perfect shot to just cripple that ship. And then now that I have hardened bulkheads, I can just fly aggressively in front of people and not get punished for it. My weakest matchup is definitely gonna be Jeff's though. Now that he's got, 4 Tri-Fighters?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he went from 200 to 244, basically, with just squadrons.
Basically.
Wow. So now he's got 6 squads.
Yeah.
Oof.
So Jeff gives me a lot of trouble because he's a thermal Providence that loves to double arc at close range with a bunch of interceptors, basically, interceptor squadrons. And that's my weakness, right? Because I won't be able to clear the Tri-Fighters fast enough for the bombers to do enough damage to the Providence before we get into the trading blows. Not being able to, not having a defensive retrofit, we're going to see, especially as we hit the late game in this campaign, how much that's going to put me back.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how long it actually takes our fleets to get to 250, because with how some of the refitting stuff is working, we're gaining upgrades at a little bit faster clip than 1 per round, but the points are staying kind of in parity with each other, as depending on how the squadron advancement goes. So I think the fleets will be mostly done. The fleet should all be done by the end of Act 2 or close to it.
I think so.
So then we'll have a whole act of like full-powered fleets just like jockeying for our secret objectives and like strategy stuff, which would be interesting to see because we've never actually seen the late game, how it actually plays out.
Before I throw my thoughts out there, Joel said, I guess I'll throw mine out here since I'm here. My best matchup would probably be Jeff's since I have so many activations and I can work on a large like sandpaper. Garrett's fleet has literally given my commander character development where even seeing a hard sell makes him go into a frenzy. On top of my gladiator, extremely hard to use, even harder for it to survive. As far as my thoughts are concerned, I will say I feel like Jeff is my worst matchup. Maybe it's because I faced him 3 times and just haven't been able to to make any real damage stick on there. But I mean, it was bad enough before he got the Tri-Fighters. One of my tricks to help me out won't do very good because of all those Tri-Fighters. Captain Jonas I got on there to help me with a little bit of dice fixing to try to, counteract some people's defensive stuff, and Jeff will kill it, So I haven't figured out the way to punch through there. On the other hand, I think just based on the lack of defensive retrofit on the Recusant, I think my best matchup is probably against you, Ruben. Just based on, I feel like you'll probably outfly me, but I think I have more of a chance to actually do something there.
Yeah, I think it comes down to if I'm first player in it and I get that double arc at close, it can be really, really savage with vet gunners and ion technicians. And if I wiggle away and stick you with another one where I'm just in your side, it could just be game over there, because I generate accuracies each time, so you're not going to brace. You're not going to be able to brace. If my dice go hot, you get confettied. If they don't, it might take me 2 or 3 shots. I don't know. My list can do a surprising amount of damage with the Recusant and the 2 hard cells in it with ion technicians. It's very, very consistent.
Yeah. And I also want to say, Chris, the Venator, without any kind of ordnance upgrades, thermal shields just means you just never do any damage. When you knock out all the black dice and just say, okay, 2 red and a blue, and you have you have your LTT reroll, but unless you spike, you're still only gonna do 4 damage maybe, and
thermal shields and you go, is killing me. Absolutely killing me.
I think the balance pass is actually done, the competitive balance pass that the game has received has really positively helped the campaign balance and decision making, because now everything's not just, oh look, you go immediately for the turbo laser planet and you immediately staple LTTs on all of your ships, and all generic squadrons go poof and blow up every turn. So there's more damage spread on the generics. They live a little bit longer. The double overlapping flak on them works. And theme wise, I feel like the Pivotal really felt cool, and it felt like something that, I don't know, potentially could have existed in this era that we're talking about, with all the just the TIE fighters and bombers versus all these just a whole bunch of air superiority droids, and how the especially with the gray paint job on the Venator with the ISD-1, it just I like how these limits are making the game feel like kind of what I imagined this era might have felt like.
Oh, so you like my paint job on my Venator?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, with that, I think we've come about to the end of our time here. But looking forward to playing on Thursday. We will have Mid-Rim Mayhem. We may get a little bit of a late start as far as the stream is concerned, because I work a little bit later on Thursday. So trying to get everything set up as quick as possible, but we'll see how we can do there. Looking forward to it, though, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. And I know you guys are enjoying playing it. Anything?
Hold on. Yeah. Before I forget, aftermath of the battle. So the Empire removes the CIS presence from Ryloth and Smuggler's Run, and then where is our campaign point situation?
The CIS is at 6.
So
because
the Empire
got a 2-1, a 3, and then a 1. So 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. So the Empire going into the Pivotal, we had won 3 games. So we were at 3 campaign points. And then I believe we get 3 from this objective. I'm going to double check it right here on Demonstration of Force. Where is it? Assaulting team. 2 campaign points plus the victory bonus value of each location they removed a sticker from. Okay. So when we look at the map,
Ooh.
yeah, so
plus
2
one
on
and plus
Ryloth.
2.
Yeah, so 3. So we actually got 5 points from that. So we're up to 8 now.
Wow.
Woo. Nice.
So that's a big swing.
So that means
That
you
means
you guys have initiative this
That
round.
means
gonna
I
be-
have
yep.
initiative. Ooh, I have initiative finally.
Oh, buddy.
Finally, yes. It matters so much more on a 3v3.
Yes, it does. It was amazing being able to just like set the momentum of like where like that's why Garrett's still low fueled. Also, Garrett, in just your opinion, do you feel like your hard cells and like just your fleet in general, if you had not been deployed against your back edge, would that have changed anything in the pivotal?
Yeah, it would have changed a lot.
Oh, okay. So low fuel, you
because-
think?
Like, imagine how far back my hard cells were, right? If I could have been 2 inches closer on the board, I would have been
Yeah.
hammering that Gladiator and Architans.
Right. So okay. So I just wanted to kind of get a feedback. I felt like the low fuel was an advantage, right, for us. So I just want to make sure you felt the same way.
Because, like, imagine if my Spinals hard cell was throwing 5 red dice at your Architan, your Gladiator or Architans in round 2.
Yeah.
But instead, it was stuck. It was stuck all the way back.
Got to fuel up.
Yeah, I know. I gotta beg.
Well, with that, I am going to say goodnight to you guys. Thank you for being on the show, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Indeed. Thanks, guys.
You're gonna miss me this week,
Good one,
but
Chris.
I'll see you guys soon.
Do I have to fly for you, or is Joel flying for you, or are you going to fly later?
I'll call in. I'll fly over the phone.
Okay, we'll figure
I'll fly for him.
we'll figure
You're
it
gonna
out.
like Magnus Carlsen, a game of 40k and a game of Armada. All right, man. I respect that.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, see you, Chris.
All right, well, thank you for watching the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We are very much looking forward to doing Rebellion in the Rim, the Rise of the Empire there, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching that. We'll have that on Thursday on the stream, so catch that, and hopefully on Sunday we will also be back with our SWTOR adventures. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great night.